Hello, sir. Can you hear me?
Audio yangu irikuita.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Tufambe.
Mushe, how is it, my brother?
Ana atakwara ni kushanda kuno.
Yeah.
Kana kona kutanga kuma energy drink maskati so.
Hey. So how are you, man?
I'm fine. Zitise.
Mushe. So like, finally we've managed to meet after a long time. Yeah?
I've been quite busy over the past week, but I don't know now. Because now I'm settled.
Yeah, it's understandable. So yeah, we want to go through this session so that you actually tell us more about yourself and your trading journey. I believe many people are going to benefit out of whatever you're going to tell us through this session.
Okay.
Yes. So let's start from the name. What's your name? Say, I just hear people calling you say KUDA. I'm not sure. What are your full name? What's your full name?
Kwashi Mangara.
That is your
That's my full name. Yeah.
Do you have any stage name, maybe?
I had a stage name when I was doing music.
Oh, you once did music?
Yeah, before I did Forex, I was doing music. Sometime around 2016, 2017, up to 2018.
Okay. Well, you're
so
doing music.
I actually left music in 2018. 2017, I wasn't doing music. I just had a studio that I had. So I had invested in a studio that I was managing and working with.
Were you also singing, or you were just an invested music?
I was also singing, but like, for example, let's say you have a gaming shop.
Yes.
It's yours. You're just forced to start playing games, even if it's not your thing.
So what type of music were you doing?
I was doing hip hop, R&B, then ZIM Zimbabwe, Founder Zimbabwe, and everything. I actually worked with a lot of people. If you go to my Facebook or some of my Instagram posts, you can see musicians quite big. But by then I didn't even know what Forex was. So it was just a hustle. Okay. Yeah.
So like before you started doing Forex trading, what were you doing? You were doing music only, or something else?
Before I started doing Forex trading, what I was actually doing was I was selling clothes. So the thing is, some hembe, like I would actually buy a bear, then ndobva ndangori wacha ndori aina ndobva ndapinda naro mumasalon. And the other side also that I was doing by then was I would go for my contracts. I was also part a school student, but school just wasn't in me. I took it serious. So I was also a part worker at ZIM. I would go there, work for contracts, 1 or 2 as a general hand, and I would come back home netumari. Then that's what I would use to take my bills and everything.
Okay. Also, like you were just a hustler, like back then, before you even came into Forex.
Yeah, that one's my bureau, my salon.
That's
change, man.
Serious?
Yeah, I did quite a number of things. If I tell you what I did in life, you would actually be surprised, because ndakatombojengeta huku, ndikaita music, ndikatengesa mabhero, then ndikambotengesa nzungu nechibage, going to golf, coming back and everything. So it was nice when it was nice.
Okay. So like, when did you now got introduced to Forex? How was it introduced to you?
Okay, so as I mentioned, I was also a student. I was going to Kobe Poly doing instruments. So when I went for my attachment here, towards the end of my attachment, that's when a friend of mine actually said, you know what, I want to tell my mother to sell a house so that I can invest in forex trading. Ndoma days angaita nana triple M.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what, the forex is going to scam people like what Triple M did. So I don't think it's a genuine thing. So that was the first time the word forex trading actually registered in my mind.
When was that?
I went. It was towards the end of 2016.
Okay.
So in 2017, after my attachment year, when I went back to college, Wi-Fi, I would get my notifications from adverts. They'll be telling you, invest in forex trading, open an account with a broker and everything. That's when I said, you know what? Let me just try to see what is going to happen if I open this link. So that was register link rank bye. I was using IQ options. Then I just started going by YouTube. When you start researching about something, sometimes it's either you like it or you don't. So I kind of liked it. Then I started researching, you know what? Forex dzinoita nezvechi and tinongozva uchingoona zvimachats zvezvingori fancy you just want to know more about it. So that's when I actually started researching more into forex trading.
Okay.
And I started downloading tutorials, started researching. I didn't even know what a mentor was by then, or I didn't even know that there were people who introduced forex trading lessons in Zimbabwe. I didn't even know anything, but out of my own will, I started just researching about it. Dr. Ngonat, okay, so if you put money and you do this and you do that, it's going to give you money, it's going to make you lose money. So that's how I fell in love with forex. I fell in love with it from the internet, just by the ads and everything.
Okay.
So
basically, you started without a mentor, like anyone. No one was guiding you.
Yeah, no one was guiding me. And the funny thing is, even up to now, I've never had a mentor. The funny thing is, in as much as no one was guiding me, I just started becoming profitable. Like generally alone, I started becoming profitable. So how I got now to get in the forex trading world, you could mix and my traders around Zimbabwe. I was staying in Kwekwe by then. So, there was a point in time where I made a lot of money and I had to come to Harare to withdraw that money. I had to look for people who knew how to withdraw money, and everything. That's how I started actually listening. You know what? So not anyone not to the forex in Zimbabwe, because that was my first time meeting with this guy on the other stone. I met with him through that, and that's when I actually said, oh, so not any mentor. All right, no, not to it as a forex up to this scale and everything. So that road alone is something you could name could discover and they go 1 or 2. Okay, so this is how you get things done. This is how you get things done. This is how you get things done. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's wonderful. So, like, from 2017, you started researching. So, like, when can you say did you start being consistently profitable?
Okay. I can say that I started becoming consistent end of 2019.
Okay.
Because, as I said, I was trading using IQ options, but I was reading information that was totally different, or information yendandisingazivi kuti ndinoapply on which platform. I had 1 or 2 people actually in Kwekwe that knew about forex trading, but they were just like, you know what, IQ options ndo inotoita zvokushandisana naMetatrader 5 zvazviya So I always had that negative impact on that negative view, I mean, towards using MetaTrader, and I took it as the wrong way, but actually I didn't know it was the right way. So after running a couple of losses using IQ options, I said, you know what, all the information that I have, let me just apply it on MT5, MT4, and other brokers. That's when I saw, so all that information that I was reading before, that was the right platform for me to apply it. The platform that I was applying it before was the wrong platform. So that's when things started making sense. And then late 2019, okay, now I'm becoming profitable. Okay, now I can actually see my growth. Even though I lose, I'm winning more than I'm losing. So late 2019, getting into 2020, that's when I started becoming consistent and profitable.
Okay. That's wonderful. So basically, how many accounts can you say you blew, or did you blow any accounts in your way to being consistently profitable?
Trust me, before I was consistent, I blew a lot of accounts.
You can't even remember the number.
I can't even remember all the accounts that I blew in my life. I don't want to lie. I don't want to give you false hope. And there are too many. I don't even remember. There are too many.
Okay.
There are too many.
All right. So like, what can you say was your biggest loss so far from that time up until today? What can you say has been your biggest loss?
Okay. So this is what actually happened. In 2020, when I discovered, you know what, now I have money. I went to Harare, I withdrew money. Then I left like 8K in my account.
Okay.
So that was actually my first time buying a car with FOREX trading. So you know that mindset, you go to, I know I made it, and I'm gonna pass on. This is going to I took a 2 days break, and then the third day that I came to trade that money, I lost it all in a night.
$8,000
in a night, in 2 hours.
$8,000.
Exactly.
Hey. Okay.
So,
okay. Yeah, that's great. So like, from that huge loss, like $8,000 in a night, what happened? How did you manage to come back into the game and prepare yourself mentally to actually start winning again?
There's a first time for everything. That's what I know. There's a first time for you to blow a small amount, and then there's a first time for you to blow a huge amount. But you know, as I said before, I had blown in many accounts. I always tell people, Kuti, the more you blow, the more you grow. Meaning, Kuti, even if I have a loss of 20,000 in the future, of course, it's just going to hurt me. But it's something that I've learned. Kuti, okay, this is how I deal with my emotions. If I blow an account, it happens. The next thing that's just there is to try to get back up. Because if I keep on crying, let's say I blow today, and then I cry tomorrow, I cry for the next 2 weeks, I cry for the next 3 weeks. As a trader, the time that I'm wasting is money that is going. So it did hurt me, but I think I took a 1 week break from that point onwards. And I just started getting back on my feet. You know, that small growth, I was now appreciating each and every profit that I made, be it $5, $10, or $20. Because you know, when you get a big account, sometimes you tend to be targeting bigger profits. So what now hurts more people is, okay, I've blown an account. Let's say someone has blown an account at 200. It's very hard to move from an account at $200 going back to $10. But what people don't know is that small growth matters, because imagine you grow $2 per day in a month. How much is that? 2 times 30, I don't know. You start getting back on your feet. So generally, I can say, but in any, it's something that really never bothered me. I just got back on my feet. Took time to breathe.
Or like you actually, because you actually, I think you actually had capital to actually come back into the game, right?
Yeah, but now looking at yourself, as someone who's also new, you'll be saying, that capital, yes, I have, but it's no longer as strong as the money that I blew or the capital that I had before. Yes. So you now have to adjust yourself and start working again. So actually, I can say I got back where I started. There's nothing to do. Okay, you can't keep on crying.
Okay. So what can you say has been your biggest profit during the time that you've been trading?
Okay, this is how I measure my profits.
Okay,
I measure my profits depending on the open positions that I have. Like, I usually want to, let's say I put $100. If I count from 100 to 3,000, I'm talking of it in terms of an open trade. At some point, I grew $500 to 12,000 in a single trade without closing. That's what I can say. But this was my biggest win. And if you go on my Instagram, there are instances whereby I would grow $40-something to $1,000 without even closing a trade. So that, for me, that's what I count as my biggest wins. But in terms of gradual growth, like maybe I put 500 today and then I close trades, I start working with it gradually. I've worked with many accounts. You can see on my Insta, or you can just check on my past, depending on my Telegram and withdrawals. I've quite had accounts whereby I would grow 1,000, 16,000, withdrawal 1,000, 14,000 in totals of withdrawal. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. So like the $500 to $12,000, for how long were you holding that trade?
I remember I had went to Nigeria. It was last year, actually.
Okay.
I remember I went to Nigeria. I think I traded it in a space of 2 to 3 hours.
2 to 3 hours.
Because I trade volatility 51S.
Okay.
So by the risk that I put on that pay is too much. So it actually paid me much. So we can get in the same trade at the same time. We can be having $200 accounts each, but I can pretty much reach 2,000 as you Nungori can 250. So it's the type of pay that I trade.
Okay, so like now, which particular pairs do you trade most of the times?
Okay, I trade booming crash. Every booming crash I trade, and V51S. Those are my favorite pairs. But recently, I'm trying to get back into currencies. So I want to focus mainly on Nasdaq and Euro USD. So for the past days, I've been working with them.
Okay. That's amazing. Like what you're saying is actually something that is, I think many people, they're actually going to learn quite a number of things. Blowing $8,000 to someone, $8,000 is like a whole year salary, and you actually lost it in a night.
Here's what I also tell people. I tell people, sometimes there is no need for you to cry over a loss of 10,000 when your dreams are actually to get to 1 million. Look at the amount that you are crying over and the amount that you're actually setting your dreams up to. So, for certain, I know that in the future, maybe I'm going to be having $100,000 loss or a $50,000 loss. Why? Because my target and my loss now, they go in line. So it's something that I should never cry of, because my dream and my losses are now meeting.
Yeah, that's actually true. Like you're saying, like when you're targeting a bigger target, like a bigger reward, obviously the risk has to also be bigger.
So yeah, so we can't say we are targeting to have $1 million in our account and then we lose 10,000, then we start crying.
It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
Doesn't make sense.
So that's why I end up saying, don't cry over a $10,000 loss when your dream is actually to become a millionaire.
Yeah,
because it's something that's definitely going to happen, maybe many times along the way. Okay.
Yeah, that's powerful. So like I believe you're still very young. So like as a young man like you, like as you are, and you've started actually making money for yourself, like how are you balancing your life, like trading wise and your other aspects of life? How are you balancing?
Okay, I spend most of my time indoors, and basically I just like trading. So I spend most of the time indoors. I'm always on the internet. So I don't really have a problem in having friends or in having pressures of going out and everything. I do go out once in a while and I enjoy that time, and I make it very important that I make it memorable. But as of now, I'm just focusing on, growing the brand and growing me as a person, because I know for certain there's going to be a time where I'm going to be playing much, and there's a time whereby I have to sacrifice my peace and my comfort zone.
Yeah, those are powerful words they say. So like how old are you, if I may ask?
I'm 26 right now.
26. Hey.
Very big.
Yeah. You're still young. You're still young, my friend. Many people, they are in their 30s and their 40s, but they are struggling, my friend.
I'm 26.
Yeah, that's powerful. So like I believe you're no longer staying in ZIM, right?
Yeah, I'm no longer in ZIM.
Okay. So like what word of advice can you give to like aspiring traders in ZIM or anywhere else in the world? What word of advice can you give to people who aspire to be traders, maybe like you one of the days?
At the end of the day, it's all about focusing on yourself. You have to watch what others are doing, but you then have to do what others are doing. So, I've had a point in time where I was linked to almost everyone. It's actually good to be having those links to almost everyone and everyone knowing you and stuff. But then at the end of the day, sometimes it kind of brings you problems in a way that you start looking at what other people are doing and you try to portray what they're doing. So it's all about having your own unique way of doing things and giving yourself goals and achieving those goals. And then you start playing with everyone else. But after you know that you have achieved your goals. So simply just working on yourself, doing your own thing, but learning how others are doing it. It's quite it. Just being in your own lane. Don't feel pressure, because at the end of the day, if you feel pressure, you end up losing. There's one thing for a and then there's someone who I'm better than.
Yeah, that's very true.
So life goes in stages. Like, you just have to run your own race. And that's one thing for sure. So when you feel like, you know what, I'm not doing things in my own lane, then it's high time that you just start doing things in your own lane. And usually listening at what people say sometimes rather damages people in terms of their trading and everything. Just do what you think. If you think that you need to trade that way, trade that way. If you see me trading, putting bigger lots, then that's what works for me. But it doesn't mean it's going to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you see me doing that, just let me be, and you do your own thing. You know.
Okay.
Yeah, we are different in our own ways. If I blow an account, you won't even see that I blew an account. But if someone blows an account, they'll show their emotions and everything. So it's about just being you, just be you, and focus on your own growth. There's a point in time where you're going to say that you are now good at trading, you're now good at whatever you are doing. And then that's when you can say, you know what, you can start playing now and everything. But you need to work on yourself first. Because at the end of the day, the progress is yours. It's not for anyone else. It's yours. So basically, that's it.
Yeah, those are very wise words, they say. Very wise words which you can never find in any university or any school. Serious. like you know there are other statements that you can never find at school.
Yeah, that's true.
You can never find them at school, such things.
That's true.
So like as a trader, like where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years from now as a trader?
Okay. As a trader, from 5 to 10 years from now, I don't see myself trading. I see myself more into investments. That's what I'm aiming for. You know, I will never leave trading, but I just don't want to end up making it my only and one career in life. Because at the end of the day, the reason why we're trading is to make money.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why we make money is, for me, I understand the reason why I make money is 1, to explore different opportunities, 2, to invest, and 3, which is the last thing, is to feed myself and for my upkeep. Okay. So, you know, if you are just feeding yourself and you're not investing or exploring new opportunities, then that means you're on one circle. You know, you can ask me, where do I want to be in the next 5 years? And then I'll tell you, I see myself having $1 million in my account. At the end of the day, I'm just revolving around one area. Mm-hmm. But I need also to explore new opportunities. You know, I believe in something that's called wealth creation. You know, but that's where I see myself, more into investments. And if all goes well, I really pray to God that I open a stable academy, one that's unique enough, that's strong enough, and you know, one that's good enough, so that people maybe can come, learn, trade together, then go wherever they're going.
Hey, yeah, those are very powerful words. So, like, what do you think are some of the things that can stop or hinder someone from being consistently profitable in this game?
Okay. I think having comparisons. By that I mean, you know, the moment that you start comparing yourself, mm-hmm. you kind of like affect your performance. The moment you see other people doing it and making it, you tend to pressure up yourself, and then you end up losing. The moment that you see like other guys are making more money than I am, they are making $200 in a day, me, I'm making $20 in a day, it affects your consistency, because you're now trying to keep up with those people, and then you end up not thinking straight. The other thing is knowledge, generally knowledge. You know, there are 1,000, 100, or I don't know how many courses are out there, but we have guys who just think that if you learn each and every course that is out there, then it's going to make you profitable. At the end of the day, you won't be seeing that it's also affecting your consistency. You know, someone tells you that when price breaks out, you buy. You learn that strategy, you master it, you keep it in your head. And then someone tells you that you don't trade breakouts. Now, when your trade is about to break out, you are now left between two choices, either to buy or either to sell. Both concepts are now making sense to you. You end up losing your money or making wrong decisions just because you are just reading everything that comes your way. So mastering one strategy can help you do that. You don't have to master everything. It really affects your consistency. You don't have to compare yourself to anyone. It really affects your consistency. And you don't have to think that capital, the more capital that you put in your account, the more consistent that you get. Because it also affects consistency in a way that people don't even see. Some people think if they put $20 is not good enough, they end up blowing it. But if someone puts $20, they end up growing it.
Okay.
All comes back to comparison.
Yeah, those are powerful words. So like I believe what you're saying is it's very, very, very true, because this issue of Instagram these days, whereby traders are posting one every day. Every day you find a new post. Someone has posted thousands, someone is posting millions there, and you are still at the bottom, and you lose hope, man. When am I going to reach such a level like this?
You see, so that's what affects more people.
Yes.
In a way that they don't even see.
That's very bad. That's very bad. So like I heard that you do you have a robot?
Yeah, I have a robot.
What does it trade?
I have one for V75, one for step index, and then the other one for crash and boom. Okay.
So like it does everything automatically?
Yeah, it does everything automatically.
So is it for sale, or you're still using it for your own self?
Okay. It was on sale, but recently I discontinued the sales because I've had many people, and I've just been trying to offload that pressure. What happens is whenever someone purchases, this is the honest truth, whenever someone purchases something, especially in the Forex world, it's not everyone that's going to get it correct. Some people, they'll come, they'll tell you, it's working. Then some people, they'll come and tell you, we don't even know how to do it. So, recently with me traveling here and having that kind of pressure, I had to accommodate everyone. So I stopped selling it. But recently, I think yesterday and the day before yesterday, we've quite gotten back on track. But I don't think I'll sell it again for some reasons. I'm just selling the system.
Or you no longer want to sell it?
No, I believe in having results that everyone can witness. So just like when I started selling the system, I had plenty of results that came through. People would say that the system is working and everything. So as of now, that's what I'm working on. I want to get to a point whereby everyone now sees that the robot is really working. They see the results, and then maybe I will discontinue, and maybe I'll continue the sales in the near future, or I don't know. I'll just keep it like that. Because, a lot of people, even those that didn't even buy it, they'll be coming to it. Does this thing really work? So you'd want to prove to them, Yeah, so that's the point that I'm at right now.
Okay. So like, if ever someone wants to reach out to you, which platforms can they use?
Instagram. I will never change my name till I die.
Which one now?
Say KUDA GoldForex. And I have WhatsApp as well. I'll always be using my ZIM number +263 712 707 911, and Facebook as well. Okay. But my Facebook is a bit private. It's more of a personal account, but we have a Facebook page for GoldForex. That's GoldForex Academy. Okay. And we also have another one on Telegram. That's GoldForex Academy as well.
Okay. All right. So I think this is all that personally I wanted to ask. If ever you have anything to add more or share with the world, my brother, please share. You know, people are struggling out there, my brother. People, people are struggling. Like honestly, people are struggling, bruh. You know, like having someone to actually tell you that things are possible. It's actually like something that can actually uplift you and even push you to succeed.
Yeah, that's true.
So having people like you, my brother, like this, coming to actually tell us of some of the profits and the losses and the journey that you have been through, like I believe it's actually going to uplift a lot of people. You know, it's different, like traveling a road that has never been traveled and traveling a road that has been traveled. Those are like two different journeys.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes,
That's true. That's
because someone is now actually, if ever someone wants to jump into the industry or ever, if ever they want to be profitable, they actually now have that at the back of their mind that it's something that is actually living, something that is actually possible.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so I think thank you very much for your words. If ever you have anything to add, you can add before we wrap this up.
I really don't have. I really don't have much.
Or maybe do you want to share with us maybe your way of analyzing the markets in just a few minutes?
Okay. But I think it will be more acceptable if, like, you can watch on my YouTube channel. Okay. I have free video there. I show how I analyze my charts every time. I share free content, the one that's important, that I think is important for people to know. And the YouTube channel is called FOREX Academy.
Okay, I believe, yeah, we'll just go straight and watch some of the videos. I personally have watched them, but I know many people they've never watched them.
Data.
So like in ZIM, like what challenges do you think traders are facing there in ZIM?
Competition.
Competition with who now? Amongst themselves.
Amongst themselves. I think that's a challenge. In as much as people might say it's not a challenge, I think it's a challenge because, you know, people are competing too much over up to an extent where okay, let me not say this. But I think competition, funding, what else? Generally, lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge is hits many people because, you know, you introduce someone to Forex, they come to you for lessons. Someone can tell you that I've been trading for the past 2 years, and then you ask them, do you know what an order block is? They don't know. Do you know what a supply is? They don't know. So I think that education aspect is affecting a whole lot of traders in Zimbabwe. And another thing is exposure to people that can actually tell other traders or other aspiring traders that, you know what, Forex is real. These days, I think people are just, in as much as this might be controversial, I think people are just being like lied to, or they're expecting too much from trading without even trying to getting to know what they're getting involved in. You know, someone sees you with a car, then they say, you got this car through trading. Then you say yes. Then they start saying, trading. Then automatically I'm going to be getting a car in the next 2 weeks or 3 weeks. I've heard people coming to me asking me that. Eish. So it also goes into that competition aspect. So you know, competition, lack of knowledge, lack of resources, exposure. We need to be having more seminars in Zimbabwe whereby we empower people. You know what? This is what happens in Forex. You know what? Forex is about this. Forex is about that. It's not a scam. You can do this at home and everything. And the other thing is we've really been affected by a lot of scammers out there where they will tell people, invest in forex today. I give you, you give me $100. I give you 1,500. That alone has also led people who had a passion for forex to fall into those traps, and now they've lost that faith in forex. They now think that forex is all about scamming each other, or it's all about just throwing your money away. Yes. So basically, that's what I see.
Okay. So like right now, do you trade based on daily or weekly targets, or you just trade based on the kind of analysis that you'll be following?
Okay. As for me, I'm a day trader. I run my trades for that day. If I open my trades that time, 6 hours, it's a lot of time for me to be holding a trade.
You can't hold for more than a day.
For me, it feels like 1 year. I'm not saying it's bad to hold for 2 days, 3 days, 4 days. But, it's my strategy. It's the way that I trade. Yeah, I trade spikes. I trade V51s. It's very volatile. My risk that I put into it is, okay, if I find that someone might hold the trade for the next 5 days, make $100 from it. I might also hold that trade for 6 hours, make $100 from it. So it's not really about the way that I trade. It's how I make money from it. If my strategy makes me money, I use it. If your strategy makes you money, you use it. Some people, if they hold the trade for 6 hours, it doesn't sit well with them. Some people, if they don't hold the trade for less than a day, it also doesn't sit well with them. So people will prefer different things. So I'm more of a day trader, and when I just wake up, I just wake up and I do buy boom 1,000. When it spikes 3-4 spikes, I close. I save my money and go.
Yes.
So that's how I trade.
Okay, yeah, I feel you.
I actually say I'm more into scalping than holding trades.
Okay. Than swinging.
Yeah, I can actually analyze the market with you right now and tell you that, you know what, this trade is going to be selling for the next 2 days, and it's going to actually be selling for the next 2 days, but I don't have that patience. It's different from
okay.
Yeah,
that's powerful. Yeah, understanding yourself, like whether you're a patient person or not a patient, I believe it's something that is fundamental in trading. Like actually knowing yourself.
Exactly.
The kind of person that you are.
Exactly. I once took this test on, if you go on Baby Peeps, this other book that's called Baby Peeps. I think if you go on their site, there's a test that tests what type of a trader you are. So it asks you a bit of questions. I was surprised to know that and I let my other friend who likes holding for days, I let him take that test, and automatically he qualified to be that type of trader, you see. So it's something that's all in your mind and your character.
Okay. Powerful words, Mr. KUDA GoldForex. This is your name, right? This is the name that people know.
Yeah, this is the name that people gave me.
Why did they give you this name, GoldForex?
Okay, when I started trading, I was trading gold only. I only traded gold only. So I was very good at trading gold. So It got to a point. My group was called KUDA. So it got to a point where I asked people, you know what, I want to change my group name. Can you please suggest a group name for me? And then people just said GoldForex. So me respecting the people that were following me that time, to change my name to GoldForex. Although I ended up not trading gold in the long run, I switched to synthetics derivative. Still, quite a number of people, they think GoldForex is about gold only, but I trade synthetics as well.
Okay, that's powerful. So like yes, there's this issue, man, that has been troubling me like for quite a while. Like Do you see like the beef sometimes that is happening amongst traders? I don't know if you've seen it.
Yeah.
What's happening? What's happening? What's your take on that?
Which traders now? Because in SA there's a
yes, SA, especially here in South Africa. Here, my friend. Others have already started YouTube channels whereby they will be bombing people. This one is doing this. This one is a scammer. This one is too much, man.
You know what? This is the honest truth. Okay, one of the honest truths that I've seen. I'm not going to be taking sides, but I'm going to be taking both sides.
Okay.
You know, the thing with us Forex mentors is we make mistakes, right? And mature, or people that I can say that have matured into Forex trading, almost 90% of them, they've made mistakes. And they got to a point where they said, you know what, now it's time to change, because they discover that this is a long-time thing. If you want to be a full-time trader in the long run, you have to be in good books with everyone. So there's a point that bad history is going to follow you, no matter what you might do. I've also been there. You know, I've also been there. Yeah, I've also been there. I don't want to lie. I've also been there, whereby also people now, you understand, people get to a point whereby they get fed up.
Okay.
And they start looming fire. And you, on the other hand, just because you know yourself that you have changed, it also affects you in a way. So on the other hand, we can say we have people who are actually happy with that, and we also have people who are not happy with that. I'm taking myself from a perspective of a person who's bought a course and who's been scammed or who's been told bad. I would definitely react that way. I would definitely react in a way which I would expose you. You know what you did to me was bad. I didn't like it because I work for money. And now I'm also trying to put myself in the shoes of that mentor who's being exposed. Sometimes it's not each and everyone who's being exposed who deserves to be exposed, because they've made their mistakes, they've acknowledged that they've made mistakes, and they've moved on with their life. So that fire that's going on around, if you sit down and think 50-50, it's 50-50. It's a 50-50 war. It's a 50-50 war.
Me from my side, yes, I don't think that's necessary. I think this thing, we just need to come and make money and live our lives, man.
But at the end of the day, I think it's just good for everyone to be focusing in their own lane.
Tough.
That's it. That's it. Generally, that's it. And if they ever get to be like mentors who've really been doing what's being claimed, it's just good to change. And if there's ever really been like students who've exposed whoever they exposed, sometimes you can also say then they just need to grow up a bit and learn to confront their people in private, because sometimes things don't need to be public.
Very true.
You see,
very true.
Generally, that's it.
These are very, very wise words, Mr. KUDA, and you addressed both sides. That's what I like. You didn't go one side whereby you are you're seconding these ones and you are opposing, but you actually addressed like from all angles, the mentors and the ones that are exposing.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I thank you very much, my brother. I think what you have shared with us is more than enough to actually help quite a number of people to actually correct and actually start also being profitable, like what you are doing.
Now, that's okay. I also think or hope that with the little of information that I've also shared, maybe someone learns. Even if it's one person, as long as it impacts a single soul, then it has made someone change.
That's powerful. Thank you very much, Say, for your time. I think this is the end of our Zoom session. If ever you have anything to say before we wrap up, you can say it.
Just pray to God.
Yeah, pray to God, right?
Just pray. It fast for your progress in life, because no one is ever going to pray or fast for you.
Hey, so like say KUDA, like what you're saying, like can you say you're a religious person?
I grew up going to church. I understand everything about money being spiritual. I understand everything about your business being spiritual. You know, at the end of the day, you just need to pray. Even I can't say I'm going to church that much these days. One, because of the location that I'm at right now. Okay. But I try as much, you know, sometimes even when I'm just sitting, just to that small 1 minute prayer, I can just be like, you know what, God, help me do this, help me do this. One so what was, you know, you understand. Yeah. And just making sure at some point I would give tithes for my trades and things were going well. It gives you a peace of mind. Just committing your work to God. It just gives you a peace of mind.
Yeah, that is powerful advice, they say. I believe many traders are also going to start tithing because, hey, traders, we have a problem. We have a problem. We think this is our money. You see the problems that we have as traders. We don't think this is our money just because we know how to analyze it, to trade, and to and to make the money. We don't think the money is ours.
You see, so we never understand that at some point you're going to lose it, and we would have to restart.
It's so painful. Like I've seen so many people make very, very big amounts of money, but at the end of the day, like the way the money is now being used, you can now tell that this person, something is wrong with this person. the way you now use the money.
So yeah, money is pretty much spiritual. And I feel like people who need to commit their money to God mostly are traders, because the way that those people make money,
it's too much.
How can someone tell you, guys, today I just made $1,000. Let's go out for lunch and let's eat skayapera. You know, you haven't even given your mother money, you haven't given your relatives money.
That's why sometimes as a trader, sometimes we go mad, man. This money, you see, money. I once heard someone say, if ever you don't use money, money will use you.
You see, so
many of us, I think money is now using us because we no longer think.
Money is using us, and it thinks for us before we even get it.
It's so hectic. You see, like you know, someone like you're trying to break a certain cycle, maybe of poverty that has been rotating in the family, right? Exactly. Then you come to the markets and you're actually taught everything. But now, after having made that money now, you have another bigger problem. The usage of the money.
You see. So, I don't know what's up with people.
Yeah. People, they actually need to
people need to commit their work. People need to just to pray for their fans.
Hey, that's very true. That's very true. I've seen some guys, man. Yeah, they make money, but whatever they do with their money, like they can't even show what they're doing with the money. Like I have a very close friend of mine. He's actually a very, very serious trader. He trades very, very big time. But so far in all his years of trading, like there's nothing to show. Like really something that is tangible that he has done with his money. There is nothing.
if you live for the people, your money will always go back to the people. If you live for your own benefit, your money will also work for your own benefit. So if you want to make everyone happy, you see that obviously, even when you buy a shoe for $500, sometimes you're not even buying it for yourself. You are putting yourself to more poverty. You're doing it for people. That money is going back to people. They'll just tell you, you are all dressed. This is nice. And then it ends. I remember at this other point wanting to buy a car, and I had to ask my like people that I trust mostly, you know what, I want to buy a car, but the money that I want to buy a car with, I actually wanted to use it for something. Then they told me, you know what, you are getting money from trading, but at the end of the day, people are just going to be like, KUDA bought a nice car for 1 week, and it's done. That's it. Now you have to struggle to get your fuel. Now you have to struggle to service your car alone. You decided to make people happy, but now it's your own expense, you see. So at the end of the day, you don't have to do things for people. You have to do things for your own self. You have to do things that are going to elevate you as a person. Remember, I told you, in the next 5 years, I see myself as an investor. Why? Because I don't have to keep revolving around one position. Yeah. If I keep on trading Forex for the next 5 years, how different am I from someone who started trading Forex maybe 5 years after me? You see, yeah, I don't have anything. Even if they come to me and ask me, KUDA, can you mentor us in terms of how to live life? I don't have anything to show them. I'll just tell them Forex trading is good. You eat money, but I don't have any investments, you see. So that's my view towards this.
Those are powerful words, KUDA. I think this is the end of our Zoom meeting. Thank you very much for your time. I believe your time is very, very important. I know, you know, as a trader, you actually can tell that you are the kind of people who actually respect even a minute. You actually can tell how much you can make in a minute. You understand? So you having to spare all these minutes that you spared with us. It's actually a lot of money, like from your own side.
I know, it's okay.
Thank you very much, my brother.
Okay, thank you a lot.
Sure.
Have a good day. Okay.